Welcome to this second part of the interview with Sheetal Rajan. The conversation was so involved and so interesting that I even didn't notice how long we were already talking. And so I decided to divide in two parts so you can enjoy at your own pace the different sections of the interview. And I hope you follow us on our YouTube channel. It's a bilingual YouTube channel, and our social media. And as much as I hope you follow Sheetal, she has so much to offer to this world, and I'm sure you will enjoy this second part of the interview as much as you hopefully enjoy the first part. Enjoy. I have a question regarding positive thoughts because
Yes.
what I've noticed in my observation of people holding positive thoughts, myself, well, not even myself, but observation of what people are holding as positive thoughts has led me to believe that saying a positive thought is not enough to have a positive
Aha.
thought. Okay, like
Aha.
people would say, yes, whatever positive thought. Yeah, today it's raining and it's dark. Today is gonna be okay. It's gonna the sun gonna come out. Whatever positive thought. But
Yep.
this what I've noticed, and that I hope is changing, and I believe it is. One thing is to have the positive thought, and another thing is to have the positive intention connected to the positive thought for it to manifest. And I have seen so many people talk about positive thoughts, but unable to manifest a positive thought because there's a disconnection between the
Yep.
positive thought and whatever needs to be connected to.
Correct.
What is this positive thought need to be connected to in order for it to manifest?
So it goes back to that mind vibe reality, right? In my mind, I want to win the lottery. In my vibe, I feel like I cannot win it. And in reality, I never buy the lottery ticket. So now let's take similarly, I'm having a great day. This today is going to be a great day, right? In your
Mhm.
mind, you are saying today is going to be a great day. But in your vibration, you are feeling like your rain maybe is connected to some trauma from your childhood where when it was raining, you got stuck in your house, and in your reality you don't believe what you are saying.
Mhm. Mhm.
You see, so there's definitely a disconnection. Manifestations
How do
and
you connect?
affirmations. Yes, so the alignment of mind, vibe, and reality, first of all, is when you work on yourself. Because let's, if I may please take an example that is more personal for people, right? One of the most common examples is I'm not good enough, right? It's imposter syndrome is a very real thing for a lot of people.
Mhm.
I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. Now, this person goes for a few meditations and they come down, they start saying, I am good enough. I'm awesome. I'm really cool. I'm really this. I'm really that. They start saying these affirmations, but they don't work on the inner part, the vibration that's saying, I am not good enough. And in order to work on that, I'm not good enough, they have to do some sort of coaching, whether that is through shamanic coaching, whether that is through energy coaching, whatever form, right? They have to go deep inside and find the seed of the seed
Mhm.
of where did that thought come from? I am not good enough. Who, my child, made you not feel good enough? You have to clear that in order for your inner self to believe what the outer self is saying. I'm good enough. I'm
Mhm.
awesome. I'm great. I'm wonderful, right? So, in the vibration side, in order to do that, and I'm talking about the physical aspects of things, I'm talking about the reality of things. In order for I am good enough to become a reality for you, you have to work on why do you feel I am not good enough? That's in your vibe. In your reality, saying the affirmation is not enough. Saying I am good enough is not enough, but it's also important to act like you're good enough. After saying I'm good enough, I'm awesome, I'm great, but then you go to the office and if your boss speaks, you hide behind the door, then you are not showing confidence. You see, you are not acting as if. Louise Hayes, I think, speaks about it, says, act as if.
Greg
You see?
Braden also.
Yeah, Greg Braden also talks about it, right? So now let's go to what you said. So this is the part where mind, vibe, and reality align with each other. In order for your mind to say, I'm good enough, your vibe, your inner self should also feel, I am good enough, and remove, I am not good enough, right? And in your reality, you have to start taking steps towards, I am good enough. So say yes to going for, that competition, for example. Say yes to your boss handing out a new project and say, I'm good enough. I'm totally going to say yes to this project. Like, that works together as the Trinity. Yes. But what you said is right as well. In order for affirmations to work, there are three key ingredients. Again, it's the Trinity. Yes. Number one is intention. Like you said, there has to be an intention. Your intention has to be pure and clear. Yeah. Intention has to be pure. When you see the rain and you say, today is going to be a good day, but deep inside you think you're being sarcastic. Yes, then it's not going to be a good day. If you say, I'm good enough, but deep inside you're like, I don't think I'm that good. Right? So that also, so if the intention is not clear and the intention is not pure, then it does not work. It has to do with vibration. It's not got to do with anything esoteric. It literally is the frequency and vibration of an intention.
It's
So
pure
when I say
physics. It's pure physics.
pure, it is pure physics. And that's what I love about it. That is not some, and with all my respect to all my masters who have taught me all my meditations and taken me on such beautiful journeys, science is proving to you that when you say something, you have to mean it. So your intention, saying it with intention, has a different energy than saying it with a shaky intention.
Yeah,
so intention
totally.
is number one, right? Now, second in that Trinity is belief. Do you, intention is, I say it with intention that I am going to achieve this, right? Or I am going to have a good day, even though it is raining and it is dark. That's your intention. You said it with intention. Belief is, do you believe what you're saying? Can you put belief into what you are saying? Belief is so important. And we've lost belief because of a few failures in life.
And also, we've lost belief because we've lost the credibility of the power of the word. We've lost it.
Why did we lose that credibility is the question. It is because we had, unfortunately, we went through an era where failure meant bad, where anger or jealousy or any of those negative emotions, it means sin. You see? So as soon as we fail, we just shut ourselves down. We stop having any belief. Belief in ourselves, belief in the people who are with us, not realizing, and here's a quick exercise as well, right? For belief. If you look back into your mind right now and think of that one, the greatest betrayal of your life. Think of the greatest betrayal you had in your life. Something that, broke you. Tell me, that person or that situation, after it happened to you, did it not completely transform your life?
Well, interestingly enough, let me tell you what it came to me.
Yes.
The greatest betrayal in my case was myself, in a sense that, I used to believe everything I perceived. I used to believe everything I perceived, and I realized that it was an illusion, that I needed to work on different levels of consciousness and not take everything for granted, because evidently there is a process that needs to happen in order for us to actually align with that essence. That is the inner work that we have to do. And that's what I've noticed people want the easy way to I mean,
Yes.
as you mentioned before, they start sitting on meditation for a couple of hours, for a couple of minutes, and suddenly feel something, and immediately they believe, oh, that's my soul. No,
Spiritual ego. Yeah.
exactly. And so when you ask that, I can definitely see that, falling into the trap of spiritual illusion or those kinds of
Yeah,
things um, is a big one. At least, well, in my
correct.
case,
So
all the
you
people
have
will have somebody else or some situation.
somebody else or a
Uh-huh.
situation or anything. It could also be yourself.
Hmm.
Absolutely. So first is intention. Second is belief. You have to fall in love. In order to have belief, really, you have to fall in love with failure.
Yeah.
Really, you have to.
Hmm.
You have to believe that every betrayal, every failure was a stepping stone. And that's how you can build belief with people. You
Hmm.
see, that is literally the difference between the billionaires of the world and us. If you go to, there is this one page on Instagram that I that I love to listen to all their videos, is Wealth. It's just called Wealth, and it's these clips, just short clips of interviews of the famous people, like Elon Musk,
Hmm.
LeBron James, these footballers and celebrities and whoever, little clips of them speaking. And you will not believe it. Literally, all they are saying, guys, failure is good.
Is
Don't
needed.
just, you need it. Without
Yeah.
failure, you cannot have drive. You see?
Without darkness, we don't have the light. So without failure, we cannot.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. So
integrating and
the first
understanding that.
intention,
Mhm.
second belief, and the third one, which is of that trinity, mind, vibe, reality is one. But having intention of what you're saying, having belief in what you're saying, and the third one, which we've completely lost, is faith. And belief and faith are very different. Faith is to have this unshakable wisdom within you, that I have faith in myself. I have faith in the universe, God, science. I have so much faith that even if, and this is the beauty of it, right? Belief is, do you believe it? Faith is something else. Faith has such an amazing vibration, you will not believe it. There is one, Greg Braden also spoke about this. There is one cult kind of a Christian thing in America, where they go on these retreats where they go, hallelujah, and they're praying to Jesus, and it's very strong, right? And when they do this, in the last day, they take the most poisonous snake of that area and make the snake bite the people. Till date, nobody has died. Because in that moment, they have so much faith. The vibration of their brain is like lighting up, like on New Year, fireworks on New Year, they're lighting up, that even poison is unable to affect their body.
Got a question
That
about
much.
faith.
Yes,
I got
please.
a question about faith. Okay, so we've spoken about the religions and how they have shaped our vision, our belief, our faith.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a dark side to faith that would make people become sheeps, and
Mm-hmm.
the people, especially like insects, people are
Mm-hmm.
unable to think for themselves because they have
Mm-hmm.
the faith in their leader. And we have
Mm-hmm.
seen, like through what happened in Waco, Texas, or all those mass killings of
Yeah,
people that
yeah.
have faith in their leader, that they don't question themselves. So how can we attune to the kind of faith that is, I don't know if I should use the word positive or not, but the faith that aligns with the universal essential energy. You see what I mean? Because
Yes, I
I
do.
believe I've seen the blinded faith is not
Yep,
good,
yep, yep.
but the kind of
So,
faith that you can have maybe in yourself. Uh,
mm-hmm.
how do you know that faith is aligned with your truest purpose and as your own sacred being, and not with the vision of the ego that wants to work through you to manifest certain desires and you believe that faith, that is the faith, that you have to do that.
And not go into that space where you're so blinded by your faith. Like, for example, in India, people are so blinded by their faith in Hinduism that they're taking machetes and they're killing Muslims, you see.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
that level, or what happened in Waco, Texas, or what happened in so many situations, isn't it?
So many. So that's my question about faith, and aligning to the proposal for the interview that you shared.
Yes.
How do you connect to your most sacred self and align that belief, the faith? Because I know that the difference between belief and faith could be the difference between love and unconditional love. They're just totally different.
Yes.
So how do we align that most essential, that's the faith, with the most sacred self?
For those, so my short version of that answer is that you can only receive ascension as deep as you go within yourself. As above, so below. As without, so within, right? So the deeper you go into your energy work, more and more working on yourself, and not just stopping at the first sign of feeling something in a meditation, right? The higher you are able to ascend. The higher you ascend, the more you have a bird's eye view. And you are able to see and feel through your intuition, your instinct, and your insight. You are able to see when somebody is directing you in the wrong path. Okay? The deeper you go, the higher you go.
Correct. A perfect answer for that. Are you going to say anything else about it?
Just the part, and I know I said this already in the beginning, but if that person does end up going into that blind faith area, that part where they start killing people, or whatever, right? Islam has the greatest examples. When I sit down with, to me, and this is, I have studied most of the major religions, just to understand and get their concepts together, because I believe there's a sacred geometry root to all of them, right? When I was studying them, truthfully, Islam is the truest religion. And the reason I say that is because Islam says, dude, stop praying to people and things and just pray to sacred geometry. This is what Islam is saying to you. Don't put a face to it. Don't make a person your God. There are no photos of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. There are no photos of Prophet Muhammad floating around anywhere. No. Just pray to the oneness. Allah means loosely translated, means unity, oneness, you see. But even in Islam, after they're saying, listen, don't just believe in the All Father, just believe in the All, right? Even then you have jihadists who are going and exploding bombs in places because they believe that that's what they have to do. If that is the case, even though I've said the deeper you go, the higher you go, if that is the case, then that is the path that is written for them. That is the destiny that they are going to set forward on, and they are going to become catalysts for other people to change. I cannot in any way sit and hate anyone. I do not have any hate in me. Each play their own part. But for those who are on the path and want to ensure that they don't go into that spiritual ego space, so to answer you directly, the deeper you go in your work, the more vulnerable you get, the higher you go.
Great. That's so okay. Next question that comes to mind. I mean, we got so much to talk about, but okay. Next question is, okay. Collectively, the collective unconscious, or the collective mind, is it in the kindergarten or the beginning stages, maybe not kindergarten, we're in first, second grade, maybe, of our spiritual awakening. And I've noticed that there is a lot of people that are talking about going into the fifth dimension. Okay, we're going into the fifth dimension. And what I've noticed in those communities, spiritual communities, say is that they believe that going into a fifth dimension means that they are going to transcend with their body into a fifth dimension. And what I noticed is that there is no awareness that fifth dimension relates to a level of consciousness or awareness more than just going with my body into another dimension, and like this is going to become like Shambhala. Maybe the world is going to be entering a Shambhala state of vibrating at such high level that we're going to become energy. We are not ready for that. Obviously, not the whole planet is not enlightened, neither the planet nor the people. So what have you heard, or what do you know about how people are speculating about entering into a fifth dimension?
Let's come back to sacred geometry. Let's come back to vibration, frequency, and energy, because this is stuff that we know now. You know, in 3D, we are vibrating at a frequency where we are solid. Gloria has a face, Gloria has headphones, Sheetal is sitting on a chair. You know, there's a world, there's buildings, there's people, there's roads, there's cars. It's the 3D world. In the 3D world, in this frequency, there is duality. Surely, yes. There is him versus me, you know, black versus white. There is light. There's all light versus dark. There's all of these different constructs in this 3D vibration, this particular vibration, right? If you look at it from the angelic side of things, if you look at it from theta healing, for example, Vianna Stieble talks about how there are 7 planes of existence. Yes, the 7 planes of existence. In the 3rd plane is where humans are living. In the 5th plane is where the gods are living. Gods, angels, ascended masters, they're all living there, right? The ascended masters from the 5th plane of existence can travel between 3rd and 5th. But humans can't travel up and down because vibrationally they're unable to do it, right? In the world of Waking Up in 5D by Saint Germain, the book, Waking Up in 5D, she speaks about this. He talks about how 5D is the way you described it, that it is a space that you will jump into, right? But you're right. It is just a vibrational change. It's a vibrational frequency change that gets us into a 5D state of mind. A 5D state of mind. And between me and my spiritual friends, the ones who are, I have a beautiful crystal healer, I have somebody, you know, in my world of spiritual colleagues, right? If it's normal for me to sometimes say, babe, where have you been all this time? And I answer, oh man, I got lost in 3D. You know, it's normal for me to say it. What are you up to? How have you been? Oh, nothing, just floating in 5D. You see? So floating in 5D essentially is the 2 worlds that I was talking about. The world where you are living in division, you want to blame, you want to complain, you want to see that the world is negative, and the other world where you are taking inspired action, where you are part of creating the high vibration of the world. That's essentially 5D.
What happened to 4D?
4D it's so interesting, right? I believe all of this is just, if we have to simplify it, and this is what I think is the biggest thing with the world, that we get stuck in words and we get stuck in the semantics of words. We get stuck in the exact meaning of things. There are scientists who I've sat down with who have said, can you please stop using the word quantum in your work? You see? So similarly, 3D versus 4D versus 5D, where some believe 3D is human, 4D is spirits and ghosts, and 5D is that ultra vibrational place where all the ascended masters and the gods and angels are living, right? So you could look at it from that perspective, or you could simply say that these are just words we've given to things. That's also somewhere we seem to have divisiveness. Recently, I saw in the same page in my news feed in Instagram where one coach was saying forgiveness is a superpower. I was the one who said it as well. Forgiveness is a superpower. Learn to let go. Forgiveness is beautiful. Forgiveness is good. And right under it, there was another very famous coach who was saying, stop using forgiveness. Forgiveness is bullshit. Forgiveness is just a ego. Who are you to forgive anybody? We are again creating division. Whereas I'm telling everybody the only way to reach that 5D is to welcome the brothers of the dark, welcome the brothers of the light, and think of everybody as one.
Mm-hmm. And that brings me to ask you something about the alignment between the rational mind and the abstract mind. I mean, it's like when we were talking before, the union between the soul and the ego. We didn't mention that part, but we are talking about the faith and aligning with
faith and belief and aligning.
Exactly.
Yes.
Faith and belief. The Russian mind has a need to compartment, to put things into little boxes for
Correct.
it to be able to understand. That's how we work 3D. But there must be a reason why we need to understand things in the 3D connected to the abstract mind and the higher realms, in order for us to be able to manifest
Correct.
through our lower vibrational selves, that I believe is our bodies, and our physical selves are like, I felt that they I have this vision the other day that the bodies are encapsulated when we die and we explode into our true essential self. We experience this freedom that we don't experience in the physical realm because the limitation of the body. So there must be a reason why we need to align the rational and the abstract mind for manifestation. So I believe, what we're doing is very rational. We're talking in a very rational level, bringing the abstract to the understanding for both of us and whoever is going to talk. So there must be a reason, or there must be a reason why rational understanding could be as important as abstract experience. Rational understanding, abstract experience. I wouldn't say abstract understanding more than abstract experience, because that's what happened to you with your sacred geometry experience in Nepal. You had the abstract experience, and then you had to come back to the lower rational world to try to put it into perspective and manifestation. So do you believe that somehow, because, oh God, we need to talk about it later, but the combination of the abstract and bringing it into the manifestation can take a life's journey?
So how interesting, right? It's just sort of like, have you seen those coffee machines where they put the coffee grounds in like a paper thing and they pour the water and droplets fall down? You see, it's sort of like that. The abstract experience is so vast and it is so incomprehensible by the human mind, right? Even for me, sometimes I'm just like, holy cow, what is that? Really? You see, it is so vast and so much at the same time that it's, when it comes down to coaching, when it comes down to healing, when it comes down to being a healer or a coach, our job is literally to filter that information through the filter of language, through the filter of guided imaginative meditations, through the filter of creative activities like drawing mandalas and making mandalas and or dancing, right? We are filtering that abstract experience into these rational, bite-sized Alice in Wonderland pills, so that you can experience the abstract in your rational space. You see, it's very easy for back in the days when a what are they called? They're called sages, right? When the sage wanted to experience enlightenment in India, they would just get up, renounce all their belongings, renounce all their relationships, get into orange clothes, and walk deep inside the forest. And for 20 years, they would just sit in the forest and meditate and come back enlightened. It's a bit much to say that to a banker who's going through stress in his life and has to take care of his kids and has to take care of his wife and has to take care of his old parents. So today, what we are doing is we are taking that abstract experience, turning it into bite-sized information for the housewife, for the house husband, for the working worker bee, for the traveler, for the hippie, for everybody, so that they can experience it as they live the current life that they live.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise, all of us would be looking for samadhi. Samadhi is that renunciation of, or moksha, right? The liberation from your earthly body. That's not the intention. I mean, that was fun and games. It's nice to say it in books like, I'm going into samadhi and I'm going to give up, renounce my whole life. No.
Well,
my mom is still waiting for me to call her every day and say, hi, baby, are you okay?
Yeah. Well, as well as I do, that's not for, not everybody is prepared to attain enlightenment, because we need to do the work. We need to open to the path. Now, there is one thing that I was pointing to in regards to this, and I'm going to share it through an experience that I had back in the 90s when I was meditating, because I was working on a chakra tape. I mean, those days, there were no CDs, there were records or tapes, and I was working on a chakra tape, and I was meditating or working with each chakra and doing the research and working whatever. Okay, so I reached to the fourth chakra and I sat down on meditation, and I just opened up and I said, whoever can teach me about the love, please show up,
step forward.
And this being that I'm not going to mention who was, but this being came and told me, okay, I have to translate this to English. The noblest and purest love is the manifestation of your inner light. That's what this energy told me. And at that moment, while I was in meditation, I understood it perfectly. I said, of course, it's so clear. It's so crystal clear. How could I not thought of it? And then I came back on meditation. Obviously, I could not believe that this being would appear to me. And so I asked for a sign, and he gave me the sign, and I almost fainted. I mean, I shake down to the ground, crying for like an hour in disbelief, as you have gone through, and I couldn't believe it. But it happened, and it happened. So I cannot deny it. So since back in the 90s until recently, I was holding that idea, and I was very clear that it is true. Yet, my question was all the time, okay, how do I manifest the purest, the purest light? The noblest love is the expression of inner light. So God, inner light. How do I? And it was not until my father passed, like a couple months ago, that one day, shortly after he died, that I was talking to a friend about love, about the manifestation of love and everything, that these words that were giving to me, this gift, was completely and finally understood. It took like 30 years for me to understand such simple words, simple and deep words, but to finally connect the inner and the outer, the rational and the abstract and everything. It took 30 years of working in myself and trying to understand that. That's what I said, working on yourself to reach And this is just a little piece of the huge puzzle before I can even consider samadhi or consider enlightenment.
Sure,
You know what I
sure,
mean?
yes, of
So,
course.
as you mentioned earlier, I mean, the greatest tennis player, Roger Federer, whoever, it took him 30 years to become the greatest
Absolutely.
teacher. So it took us 12 years to learn the language and da, 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 da. It can take many, many years for us to awaken to the understanding of the abstract world, of the
Mhm.
vibrational dimensions of our soul. So, how can you identify the sacred in you when you are working internally?
Back in the days when my mom used to cook a very tasty dish, but it's one of those complicated dishes where it's amazing taste while we're eating. Like, wow, mom, this is so good. How do you do this? And her answer, she used to say, slowly. And I give you that same answer, slowly. How do we do this? Slowly. There are thousands of parts: theta healing, shamanic healing, resonance repatterning, psyche, all different parts, all different languages heading in the same direction. So, how do we go through this path? The answer is slowly. You unravel yourself like this onion, one layer after the other in contemplation, realizing the most important thing that you don't have to do it all in this life.
Mhm.
You are pure energy. Your body is pure energy. This energy can neither die, it neither be destroyed. It can only be transmuted or transformed. So when you die, your energy goes off and becomes something else. This is why Hindus believe in reincarnation, right? So first, stop thinking that you must achieve this.
Mhm.
Slow down. Do little by little by little. The more you do, the more abundance starts happening. When you work on your relationship with your partner, your relationship gets fantastic, and next thing you know, money comes in. When you start working on your abundance related issues, money comes in, better job comes in, better travel comes in, things start to work out. You do it slowly but surely, and soon enough the universe reveals your path and your purpose to you. For all you know, you may have reached the ripe old age of 93 and still only have achieved, 3 steps, let's say, if there are steps, right? That's
Mhm.
fine. Slowly,
Mhm.
very slowly. There's no hurry. There is no deadline, no nirvana, no 72 virgins. This destination addiction has to stop.
Mhm.
There is no destination. So this idea of samadhi, nirvana, all of those I believe were created for a good reason. Saha. All of those were
I'm getting
created.
those
Yes.
choking right in the precise moment.
And so the first step is to not put a deadline.
Mhm.
The first step is to not say, in this life, I must attain. No, 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 no.
Just do
Slow.
the best you can with what you have
Do the
every
work.
moment.
Keep
Yeah.
doing the work. Enjoy yourself. Flow through it, laugh through it, cry through it. Have the right community around you. My clients work on themselves. They have breakthroughs. Life goes well. Blah blah blah. And then 5 months later, they come back. Something bad happened. It happens. You
Mhm.
see. And then I hold them. I dance with them. I laugh with them, and we come out of it.
Mhm. Mhm.
First of all, we have to stop this idea that there is a deadline to be achieved, that there is a result to be achieved. That is spiritual ego. If
Mhm.
you are genuinely on the path, if you are genuinely a spiritual person who is on the path of ascension, then you know that ascension never ends.
Exactly.
This is why you have, I'm sure you've seen comments by very famous people who say, I learned everything in the world only to realize that I know nothing.
Uh-huh. And not only that, that's why I appreciate very much the focus Eckhart Tolle has had in living in the present. I mean, he's
Yep.
gosh, and the spiritual teachers say, all you got is now. You got to
Yep.
be in the now.
That's it. Because now this time itself, the idea of time being linear is a complete bullshit,
Yeah,
right? It's
totally.
totally illusion.
Yeah.
Past does not really exist anymore. It is just a memory, and memories cannot be relied on. There's enough research saying that none of your memories are real. None of your memories are really true. And if you're
Yeah.
purely energy that's constantly exchanging energy with other people and moving forward, then there's no past and no future. There's only now. In this now, you can access past, future, all your lives, all your future lives, the entire Akashic records where you can download any information you want. Now is the most important time. All you have to do is stay in your light so that
Connected.
the noblest love can emanate from your
Mhm.
heart. Stay in
Mhm.
your light. And how do you show the noblest love? What is love? Love is kindness, love is compassion, love is joy, love is creativity, love is collaboration. The love is all the high vibrational things. And the opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is
Fear.
fear.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's doubt,
Darkness.
anxiety, darkness, fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of abandonment, fear of death. Right? It's fear is on the other side. All you have to do is, with the help of the beautiful soul family you have, with the help of coaches, with the help of your community, keep shifting from fear into love. Keep shifting. There is no destination. All you can do is, like my mom says, slowly. There is
Mhm.
no hurry. Because initially I used to hurry. I hurried in the beginning because I somehow felt that spiritual ego came in. After that experience in Nepal, it was like, oh my God, I've been given these visions, which means I'm the next Messiah. I must write the book. And I must, because I'm a writer, originally, I'm a writer. So I must write a book and I must release this book and I must have 7 million followers and they all should, learn from me and the world must change in my lifetime, only to have more visions and more channelings and conversations with God, where God is like, no honey, that's not why you're here. You're just a little spark of light. You're just one small spark of light in the entire cosmic
Mhm.
experience. One spark of light, and that's all you need to be. You are not here to teach the 7 billion. You are just here to teach the world around you, and that's fine. And if that world around me means Gloria from Ecuador, it means Professor Raj Kamal from Pune, if it's these little sparks that connect me, then that's all I need to do.
Mhm.
Where spiritual ego comes in is where I start saying, no, no, this information is very exclusive. I will not give it to anybody else. And it has to be taught this way. It has to be experienced this way, right? Experience it any which way. I always tell people, you can't come for coaching to me. No problem, honey. Go find somebody that you like. Go find someone that you resonate with.
Mhm.
If that somebody is a sports coach, great. If that somebody is a yoga teacher, by all means. If that somebody is a shamanic healer, go right ahead. Maybe you are somebody who is so rational in your mind that you do not want to get into the abstract space, and I have clients like that. I have personally recommended them to go for therapy to psychotherapists and psychologists because
Mhm.
they prefer the modern approach.
Mhm.
Whatever the approach, go deep inside, unlock your limiting beliefs, destroy your traumas, learn from them, take the juice of your traumas and drink it so that you can catalyze it into ascension, and keep rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat,
Yeah.
rinse and repeat.
Use the poison for healing. Like, they extract the poison from
Yes,
the snake to create the
100%,
healing. So that's what we need to do as well. Now,
100%.
now, Sheetal, we've been talking for a long time now, and
Yes,
I want to be able to um, invite people to connect with you and open with you to another talk that we can focus on just sacred geometry, because I think it would be a great topic. You've talked a lot about it, and I think it would be a great topic just to focus on that. Right now, it's been
beautiful.
such a beautiful journey with you, and as I repeat and say, your energy is so amazing that I hope a lot of people enjoy our talk. and connect to
Thank
it. But
you.
first of all, how can people connect with you? Do you have a web page? Do you have a? I think we've been putting here the information, but
Yep.
I would
I
ask you
have a
to.
website. I
Mhm,
work under the name thesacredbeing.com.
mhm.
Thesacredbeing.com, the name itself came from the idea that the sacred being is not just me, the sacred being is you, the sacred being is everybody. Everybody is the sacred being. There's only one being,
Mhm,
you
mhm,
see. So thesacredbeing.com is my website, and
mhm.
the Instagram is also the sacred being. TikTok is sacred being. Facebook is sacred being, the sacred being. And you'll see my face there. And I do daily videos on Instagram. I'm slowly but surely, trundling my way into YouTube. I've just been. It's like getting on the train has taken time, but I'm on YouTube as well as the sacred being. So yeah, it's the sacred being everywhere.
And do you do coaching for anybody anywhere around the world?
Yes, my clients are from all around the world. I do online private coaching for everyone. And I also do workshops, online workshops. In fact, I have one coming up on 27th of November, which
Something
is
about
I
Lila.
Am Sacred. Yeah, Awakening Leela is different. Awakening Leela is the concept of, I had spoken about the concept of in Hinduism, there's Maya, which is illusion. What the Supreme Consciousness says is now learn to move into Leela. Leela is flowing. Leela is just to flow. Leela is just to roll with the waves and just ride the wave and go ahead. So Awakening Leela is separate, but I'm actually doing a sacred geometry workshop very soon. It's on the 27th of November, where it's called I Am Sacred.
Mhm.
And I will be actually revealing all of this information about where sacred geometry comes from, show people some connection into ancient texts, and take that into teaching them how to use sacred geometry for themselves through use of the platonic solids on their chakras.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. Are these workshops live or are they pre-recorded
Live
online? Oh,
online.
live online.
Live online.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I like to interact with my with the people that I sit down with, because I believe it's exactly how I've met my soul family. Like now you are my soul family now. We've met, and I feel like we've spoken before. I feel
Yeah.
like we've known each other. There's no
Mm.
formalities, and I love that. I absolutely love that. Thank
Well,
you, Gloria.
as you've been speaking, I've recognized you. I understood
Thank
why
you.
I've connected with you, and so
Thank
it's
you.
it's a it's a recognition. It's a mutual recognition, I
A
guess.
remembrance. That's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, it is. So I want to leave the door open so we can do another chat about sacred geometry, and people can
Definitely.
can connect to the sacredbeing.com, as you can see on the bottom of the screen, and through there you can connect with Chital. I'm sure she's bringing so many good things to this world. I am so grateful to have connected with you, and I hope we keep in contact. I mean, there's so much more to interact about and offer to whoever will connect. And
I love
so,
you, Gloria. I love
same,
you
love you
so much.
too.
And I love all of you that's listening. I love you all. And just all you have to do is start. All you have to do is just take that one step. And I promise you, you take that one step, and suddenly your entire soul family comes and helps you take that second step, you
Yes,
know?
but one thing, as you mentioned, I think um, that one step for you had to come through this openness, these revelations that you had.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, those things do not necessarily happen to many people. So, what do you think could be other ways besides those revelations and those openings that can stimulate people to start?
I like to put it as that story of how you have to kiss a lot of frogs before you find your prince.
Yeah.
Just start.
Mhm.
Just start. Go for terrible yoga sessions, go for horrible coaching sessions, and it kind of guides you. The intention will guide you. As long as you have the intention that I want to work on myself, Go find your nearest coach, go find your nearest meditation center or a shamanic healing thing, and suddenly you'll meet somebody who'll say, hey, would you like to try this? And then you'll meet another group that says this, and then you'll meet another coach until you finally find the one that works for you.
Mhm.
And that's it. I always say that I'm not trying to drive the sheep, like you said earlier. I'm not trying to drive the sheep towards sacred geometry, quantum healing that I do. It works. It's a wonderful module. It is something that helps you be the own healer of your body and your mind. But you know what? If that's not at the moment resonating with you, just go to your local meditation center, go to your local yoga center, start doing classes, and then it opens up, it starts, then I call it that amazing journey of life begins. Kiss all the frogs and you will find the prince for sure.
Yeah, that's true. So you've
Thank you
been
so much,
very
Maria.
quick and bright with your answers. So I thank you so much. And
Thank you.
definitely we'll be in contact for sure. I hope so.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I hope everybody has enjoyed this conversation with Sheetal. I'll
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
see you, everyone.